We had another best year ever in student housing in the US in 2024. We've had 3 or 4 of those in a row where we've been able to achieve outsized market rent growth. And that's really driven by a couple factors. From the demand side, there's significant demand for purpose-built student housing. That's where students want to live. And so from that perspective, we continue to see musical chairs away from older, functionally obsolete multifamily properties into student housing properties. The dynamic living, learning environment that exists on college campuses drives students to live near schools. They have inelastic demand for that housing, and that's really the housing that we provide. On the supply side, we've seen a significant abatement in the amount of supply. There's about 1 million student housing beds in the United States. About 50,000 beds a year have been added for the last 20 years, but only 35,000 beds were added in 2024, and we think 2025 is actually going to be even a lower year in terms of supply. Lastly, I'll mention, overall, it's a very healthy asset class. We have 95% stabilized occupancy, really year over year over year. I mean, it's for the last decade, it's kind of been a stable occupancy sort of story, but rent growth has really significantly outperformed multifamily. That is, I think, one of the reasons why student housing is so in vogue. Is you're able to buy student housing at a higher cap rate, meaning discount to multifamily, but generate higher rent growth. We saw almost 8% rent growth in 2024, and we're projecting over 5% in 2025. In terms of my company at Blue Vista, we actually raised the first student housing fund in the United States back in the early 2000s, and we've been sort of at the forefront of the industry's growth ever since. So we have a number of separate accounts and funds focused on student housing. We're a vertically integrated owner-operator, and about 2/3 of our deals are off-market. So we really see opportunities across the risk spectrum, from development to core plus, and value add. And I personally think that student housing is where one should look to invest today. A lot of investors are looking at alternative asset classes. They like beds and sheds, but not necessarily conventional multifamily. And so student really outperforms conventional multi, at least in the current environment. And I think that's here to stay.